In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm going through the restless night again, so tired and overwhelmed. I wanna shake anxiety out my head. I wanted to seize my mind from far of me. Is this a dream or not? Since the sin again. Is this real love? Undefined as you run. There's a box of coins from Pandora to the break the seal the void. I want the answer. Relieve me from this fear. Trading for the help inside. I tell myself there's no one around who can help me save myself. So what am I to do? This fear that pierces. How can I escape this dreadful dream? 'Cause there is a box of coins from Pandora to the break the seal the void. I want the answer. Relieve me from this fear. Trading for the help inside. I tell myself there's no one around who can help me save myself. So what am I to do?
All right. That was
That was a lot.
yes.
That was a
I've
long
been
intro video.
well, I've been playing a lot of Star Ocean, and I've been enjoying the game. If you couldn't tell. Hello
I
everyone.
can
This
tell.
is the Geek-Posium. Happy to go and see you guys again. We are live on YouTube. If you are listening to this after we have gone live, you will have found us on everywhere you listen to podcasts or on Rumble. We prefer seeing you guys on Rumble because they let us say whatever we damn well please. So that's where we like to be. I'm hoping to get us onto actual cool things with that. How was your week, Shep?
Busy.
Same.
It's
Very-
finals week. It's
very-
finals week. I'm not all there. And
It's okay.
and it just keeps going. I have one more final.
Okay, you saw me
Kill
last
me.
week. I
Kill
was
me now.
I was dead on my feet last week. You saw me last week. I was exhausted. I was
I saw you. I'm also sick as shit. Apparently, I got the entire family sick at Thanksgiving.
nice.
I show up to Thanksgiving and I just have I'm feeling okay. I just have a bad cough that I've had for a month. Right? It's just worse than normal. Right? I go home. I go home. I come back and my mom, as I'm driving back, my mom's like, "Yeah, you were sick. You got the entire family sick."
Whoops.
It's like, well, fuck.
So
It's not
I
COVID. We're all sick with the flu. I was like, well, that's because no one's gotten a flu shot yet.
yeah,
including me.
that'll happen. That'll happen sometimes. So that video did not load. That's an annoying part. Well, I'm going to talk about this while I try to get this video to load. So that being said, I've been playing a lot of the new Star Ocean game. I've been telling people to go and try it out. I got 2 games during the Cyber Monday sale. Both of them I got them
Fun.
both. It was under $50 after I got them both. So I got the new Star Ocean game, Divine Force. I got Soul Hackers 2. And I've been playing both. And I really like the new Star Ocean game just because it's a really fun game to play. I have a few quality of life issues with it. Mostly being the fact that it doesn't
Just
give me
few.
well, I don't know how strong the enemies are. There's no level for me to see when I attack them.
Oh Lord, that sucks.
And I cannot stand the new crafting system in any way, shape, or form. The crafting system was so good from 3 to 6. Great crafting system. Made sense. It was a lot of fun to use. I enjoyed it. The problem is, and will continue to be, that they super simplified it. How simple? Well, you just kind of pick one material, and you hit go, and that's it.
What?
Yeah.
What?
And then it goes, you made this or you made that, and I go, do I keep the recipe? Do I get anything out of this? It just seems completely random. And I'm like, I don't know how to make what I want.
Yeah, I don't craft in games. But if I use a crafting system, it's got to make sense.
Well, the Star Ocean game, if you don't craft in most Star Ocean games, you tend to end up below the enemies, and it makes it much harder. Not even under level. You could be at the right level, but you're at the wrong equipment level essentially, or you're missing something that would make your life a lot easier.
That's what I meant.
Yeah,
that's what I meant.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But so I've been playing Divine Force, and I'm realizing early on in the game that you really have to play both. So the game lets you choose between two different main characters. You have the guy or the girl. Right. The guys from the future, the girls from the underdeveloped world. Right. And I'm realizing really early on in the game that I really have to play both sides of this story, because there are entire points where they split up, and like they have different experiences. And I'm like, I have to play both sides, don't I? I can't just play one. So.
Built-in replay value.
It has replay value. I will give it that. So and I do love the fact that I can literally fly in this game. It's nice. It's a little like system, and it makes the game a lot of fun. It's kind of a remake of how they did the blindside system from 4, but it's a lot faster and not nearly as clunky. I don't like it as much, but it's still fun. I did like the old blindside value instead. I was like, 4's combat was perfect, and I was like, no, it was too easy for you. Like I am bad at scrub. I am bad at these games. That being said, I'm watching a lot of people bad mouthing Callisto Protocol, which is that game that got banned from Japan.
Oh boy!
It was supposed to be the successor to Dead Space.
Yeah,
and. Here are the complaints, and here's how I see them. Some people say that it's too hard. Get good, scrub. This is a Souls-esque game. Get good. And then the other problem is, well, it has quality of life issues. And I'm like, so you've played too many Souls games, and you've gotten too used to having these little things that make your life easier, like a quick turn.
Yeah.
Get good. Get good.
Understand that some of these games aren't for you. I don't play Souls games. I know they're not for me.
I understand that I will always be bad at Souls games. I get it. I've made that decision. I still bought Code Vein because I thought this could be fun, and it is, but I'm still stuck in a point because I'm not good enough. Code
Vein is fun. It's fun as shit, but it's not for me.
Yeah, I'm like this game's a lot of fun. I'm stuck. It's. And I have cheesed the hell out of that character. I'm like, I'm still stuck because I've reached a point in the game where I can't cheese out of this.
Yeah, you can't cheese anymore.
That's as far as I can cheese. In other news, if I can get this video to come out, I would like to go and show you what's going on with the successor to Senran Kagura, which is called Samurai. If it will actually load is my issue, because I've sent it like twice now, and it keeps failing on the upload. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why it keeps failing out like that. Come on, you can do it.
Come on.
It just keeps failing.
I guess we're doing video game news first.
Yeah, I mean that was the plan. If I could just get this damn thing to load. You can do it.
I thought we were going to start with the title news.
No, we're going to start with video game news, and then we're going to move on to other things. But so the Samurai Maiden game is out, or is coming out, and it has one major issue. It is censored to shit, which is weird for a Senran Kagura style game. If you guys never played Senran Kagura,
yeah,
it's kind of like Samurai. Was it Samurai Dynasty? Dynasty Warriors. That's what it's called.
Dynasty Warriors.
Thank you.
There we go.
It's called
Violence Boobs.
Violence and Boobs. You fight a bunch of things, usually some kind of ninja thing, and then as you fight them, their clothes come off, and as you get hit, your clothes come off. Until you're fighting in your underwear, or they're fighting in their underwear, one or the other. It's just the way that rolls. I I do not know why this keeps
Yes.
failing, and it's bothering the hell out of me. Now, this still happens, but if you pause the game, it immediately if you pause the game, it goes cool, and then it allows you to like zoom in for like camera mode, like Senran and Kagura did. But if you try to zoom in, it will remove the model entirely.
Oh, that's bullshit. That's why even have that mode?
This is my issue. I don't know. I could not tell you why they do that. Why they even bother having that mode. If I can't fucking find it, what the hell's the point?
Yeah.
So
that's some shit.
It doesn't really do anything to the gameplay. It doesn't do anything like that. But it's like if you pause the game at an angle where you can see something, not even use photo mode, just pausing the game, it'll literally just black out the panty shot, and I go, what is the point? Like, someone goes through all the trouble to get that panty shot. Reward them with it. Reward them with the panty shot, please. That's all I ask. Like it,
and that's a bunch of extra coding to code that censorship in.
I don't.
Why? Why are you doing this?
To piss me off is the only answer I have.
Is it a Sony exclusive? Could that be it?
No, it's on PC, it's on Xbox, and it is on PlayStation, and it does it on all of them. So my answer to everyone is buy it on PC, and someone will mod that out.
Someone would mod it out. They'll remove it from from Nexus mods, but the mod will be out there somewhere.
Listen, Nexus mods used to be where you could get cool stuff. Now it's where people like they're idiots.
Yeah. Anywho.
Anyway, what's
Are you still trying to?
I am still trying. I am still effing trying.
You might want to show my screen then, since we're moving on.
Yes.
So, Squeenix Montreal shuts down Hitman and Deus Ex.
So those of you who were hoping to download either of these or play them and get the added intent of playing the online portions, it's gone.
It's gone.
I believe it shut down on the 1st of December or the 2nd of December. Like it's gone. It no longer exists.
They removed them on December 1st.
Yep, there you are.
And those who already have it, it'll be removed. It'll be completely shut down on January 4th.
Aha!
Now you have it?
Now I have it.
Now that we moved on.
Now that 1 second before we, because I went through a lot of trouble to get this damn thing. Come on. We'll keep talking about this, and then we'll go back to Samurai, whatever. Anyway, so.
But it's done. Now, to be clear, these are the mobile games, but
yeah, I mean, but they're both gone. So, I don't understand why anyone wanted to play Deus Ex on their phone, but here we are.
Here we are. Sometimes people are like, "Oh, I don't want to have another device. I'm going to play this on my phone, even though this is shit."
I tried
that with. I tried doing that with KOTOR because there was Aspyr made a version of KOTOR for the phone. And that was okay. Still, playing a game like that on phone is stupid.
It worked if you had a
not stupid, but awkward as hell.
It worked okay if you had like a tablet, but even then, I literally bought like a controller to connect to it. I was like, I can't deal with this. I need a controller. It doesn't.
Oh, I hear echo from me. Like I hear my voice sometimes on you, unless you close something out. I don't hear it anymore. Okay.
Let me. Did
you have Streamlabs open on your phone?
No, it's
Okay.
No, I mean I did when I shared the YouTube video earlier, but the YouTube video has been closed for a while now. I closed it in the middle of the intro, which is why I'm like,
I'm not sure what I'm not sure what that echo was then. Never
I
mind.
mean, I was hearing me on you on occasion, but I was like, I don't know if that's that. It's
You know what
stream,
it was? It's Streamlabs doing shit. That's what it was.
StreamYard's taking a shit. It happens on occasion.
Yes.
Anyway, what I was talking about with Samurai Maidens, let me show you this 15-second video real fast. That's what I was talking about before.
Removes the model.
Gone.
What the hell?
You are no longer allowed to be horny on video games, which is whatever. I mean, you know, Pornhub's there. I'm going to have to start getting people interested in making me some JRPG Pornhub stuff. So you can follow me on Darren@hentaicake.com and send me your portfolio. We will start paying you for porn.
Oh Lord. I mean, that's a legitimate
Work
business to get into.
Okay. Yeah, until I get sued by NAS for like the TOA orgy.
Oh Lord.
Wasn't her fault.
Anyways.
What was her name with the motorcycle? It's her fault.
Oh,
you know who I'm talking about. I just can't remember her name right now.
I know who. I know exactly who you're talking about, and I'm blanking as well.
I'm like the lesbian, the horny lesbian.
Yes.
What was her name? Whatever.
With the purple hair.
Yes, and the motorcycle outfit.
I was like, maybe if I remember her last name. No, I can't remember her last name either. Even though she's kind of a big deal in Trails of Cold Steel.
A little bit.
Roger, that's her last name. What the fuck's her first name?
Angie.
Angie. Yeah, Angie. There we go.
Her name's Angelica. Toa calls her Angie.
Angelica. Yeah.
There.
Yes.
Done.
Because Crow calls her Jellica sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes. Until bum. Anyway.
Until the shit in 3 and 4.
2 and then 3 and 4. But yeah, moving on.
We completely derailed. What the fuck are we even doing now?
Next article. I'm pretty sure we're still on video games.
Speaking of what used to be Squeenix, Squeenix's next Final Fantasy 16. The rating confirms it has prostitutes, hate crimes, and more.
I have to ask, why does Squeenix hate black people?
Let's see. These are the descriptions from Brazil's rating agency. Weapon use with violence. Okay.
Yep.
Sexual appeal. Violent acts. Drug use. Description of violence. Sexual innuendo. Bodily
sexual
injury,
innuendo.
Language. Sexual language. Veiled nudity. Presence of blood. Suffering of the victim. Eroticization, stigma/prejudice, intentional killing. Well, of course, it's
a
nudity, prostitution, sexual relations. Well, if you have prostitution, you could probably assume sexual relations.
I assume
hate crimes, rape/sexual coercion, suicide, torture, gratuitous violence/vulgarization of the violence. Is this fucking redo of Healer, the Final Fantasy game?
Listen, did Stranger Paradise ever come out? Because I don't remember if it did.
I don't think it did.
Because I swear to God, I don't remember if 16 was supposed to be Stranger Paradise or it's not. But I do remember that everyone was talking about it, and then everyone just stopped, and I went, "What happened to this game? Did it ever come out? I don't care because I didn't like the way the game looked, the way that the game was being portrayed, and how it was like it's a modernized version, but it's the prequel to Final Fantasy 1. I go, that makes no fucking sense. Because in Final Fantasy 1, I literally am using a sword and nunchucks.
Yeah. This is what is even going on?
I could not tell you. I could not tell you.
This like just seeing all that, it's like you kind of want to buy it just to see what it's about.
I want to
But
know
at the same time,
what's a hate crime?
Yeah, what do you think? Like, do you have a hate boner against orcs or some shit?
Do I go full yay? Do I go full yay? Like, is that the question here?
Do you hang around? Are you hanging around a Catboy in this?
Oh Lord! All right.
Like there's just like this is so, these descriptors are so over the top. You want to know more, but it's also like, yeah, this is probably edgelord shit that's not very good.
It sounds like they're
but
like
you want to know. Like, that's a group of descriptors that that's not going to deliver.
No, it's not.
Like, this is gonna be so this is gonna be so edgy. It's gonna be great. It's like, no, it's probably gonna be shit.
This sounds like it's trying to further itself even more from greater Final Fantasies of before. Much like how people were like, "Oh yeah, Final Fantasy remakes. It's about the trauma of Cloud." I'm like, I don't want the trauma of Cloud. I've already had the trauma of Cloud. It was called Final Fantasy 7. It was a large portion of disc 3. I've already done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now you can see he's suffering from PTSD. I figured that out when he kept having nightmares.
You figured that out?
In 1999.
Yeah.
All you have to do,
They apparently didn't have time. To quote a judge, they apparently did not have time to be they did not have time to be concise.
They did not have time
with FF7R.
I don't care about it being concise. It was not a good I liked the idea of just giving me a Final Fantasy 7 with better graphics, but they didn't do that. They gave me a new game, and I'm like, listen, if you'd given me a new game and given me, I don't know, a different character's perspective, fine. Okay. I would love to see the world from Barrett's perspective. That would have been cool. But don't change the canon.
Plot from don't change the canon. Like, same plot, but from Barrett's perspective.
Would have been fine.
Make it pretty.
Would have been fine. But again, they couldn't do that. They couldn't. And they're like, look, see, you thought you were doing the right thing, but it's all a government conspiracy. I'm like, great, cool. Let me tell you about fluoride. See, I can't say fluoride. The dog gets mad. The dog gets mad. He understand. Listen. You guys just have to understand that fluoride applied topically does not reduce tooth decay, but it does make you visible to spy satellites. Now,
do I need to go grab the fucking tinfoil?
Now, I'm not making my own ad.
Are we about to say something that will get us banned off Twitter, even though it's a free speech platform?
No, because I don't shit on Elon's bed. I'm fine.
Point.
That's all.
Point.
I will say the number of people who dismiss things I say because, well, you like cartoon pornography. I go, yeah, so did everyone in my forward operating base. Bible Black got sent all over Iraq. Everyone was watching it. If you don't want to know about the U.S. Army's choice of wank material, fuck off. That was what, 2004 to 5?
So
anyway, what's next?
Something like. PlayStation Plus continues to lose millions of subscribers despite its June relaunch.
Okay, here's the reason why. You guys had a bunch of games that were cool, but I could play through them in like a weekend.
Yeah, like in a weekend.
So
And
I
don't have a bunch.
go ahead.
It's really hard to get a PlayStation 5 right now still.
Yeah, most of the games are on PS5. So
And people don't have PS5s, so
that is
at
a
least
problem.
with Xbox Game Pass, almost everything's available on PC.
It's true. Now, what I will say is,
That's the Xbox formula is you have a box for your living room. That is your Xbox, but you play the same games at your computer. That's the model they're going towards. And Sony seems to like be dipping their toes in the model by releasing all these games on Steam. But you got to buy them twice then.
yeah, it's not helping. It's not helping. My number one problem with PlayStation Plus was, again, I finished the games. I did like the games. I enjoyed them. My problem is I played them and I know there is zero replay value in the Miles Morales Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
I played it once. I'm done. I don't need to play it again. Well, what if you want to 100% it? I'm not that guy.
I'm not that guy.
I'm not that guy. That's the issue there. I liked playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I tried finishing it before my subscription ran out. Didn't do it, and you know what? I didn't really care that much if I did or I didn't. It wasn't that good of a game. It's long. It plays a lot like Odyssey, which is okay, I guess, but I don't like the way that the new Assassin's Creed games play.
Yeah.
You know what I did with the money I saved from canceling that? I bought Valkyria Chronicles 1 and 4 for my Switch again.
Again.
And
again?
why did I buy 1 and 4 again? Because it was cheaper than just buying 4.
Oh Lord.
Buying 1 and 4 was $15. Buying just 4 was $18. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm buying both. Anyway,
I might need to do that on my Switch. I'm gonna need something to do on my 15-hour flight.
Would suggest finding games that will take a while to play and just sitting through them. Now, again, the problem with PlayStation is they don't have a very good idea as to what their core audience wants, and they keep censoring things or removing stuff. It doesn't help them.
Yeah.
Like if PlayStation Plus could give me a bunch of the weird JRPG games that I didn't know existed, like during the PS3 era, they had Mugen Souls. I never knew what the hell Mugen Souls was. I heard of Neptunia, but I played Mugen Souls. I'm like, this is that game Neptunia was playing before she ran off in the very first game.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, this is fun. And then that was it. Like, there were a bunch of weird games I had no clue about.
If we could get a lot of those games, that'd be fantastic. And that's what Plus seems set up to do, but they won't do it.
Yes. Instead, they give us a bunch of AAA titles that we kind of go, this is great, I guess, but I'm done. AAA titles aren't that good.
They're not that good anymore. Sorry.
They have very little to no replay value. And once I played it, I'm done. I am waiting to get Modern Warfare 2. I'm waiting so then I can get banned during Christmas.
Again.
During Christmas.
Because you gotta get banned every month off. You gotta get banned off Twitch every month.
I got my very first paycheck on Twitch. And I used that money to buy 2 new games. I was like, oh, here we go. Finally. All right, what's next? Move
on. So a Swedish company accused Bobby Kotick and Phil Spencer of collusion and is suing Microsoft and Activision Blizzard to stop the deal.
There's a lot of people suing Activision and Microsoft right now, like a lot of people. But this guy was the first one, and then after he did, like a slew of lawsuits came out right afterwards. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Apparently, they're saying that Microsoft. They're saying that Microsoft used the harassment scandal to give Kotak a way out.
Really?
That sounds like good business sense.
It sounds like good business sense, but it also might have been just a threat in general. Again, I don't want Microsoft getting another publisher or another company under their wing. Microsoft's too big. We really got to do something about it. Looking at you, U.S. government, but hey, you guys are too busy with your own shit. We'll get into that later, or is that next?
We're gonna do that here in a minute.
Okay.
We got one or two. We got anime news to get into first.
All right. What's next?
And a good way to phase into that. Blue Archive confirms the app split. Rolls back censorship.
Yes. So the app split.
No, you're gonna have two apps. One's gonna be censored, one's not.
Yes. And the censorship is mostly for the Korean area. So Korea and China did not like the girls' dresses and how they acted and stuff like that. And they're like, how could you play this game? Like, it's a game where you are a administrator at a school and all the girls are also mercenaries and they all work for you. And yes, they all love you. It's one of those games. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
One of those games.
Like, well, how could you have a lowly love you? I don't give a fuck. It's not real.
It's not real.
One, it's not real. Two, there's nothing explicit about this game. I played it repeatedly. I'm like what? Like the bikini, the outfits, the bunny girl outfit. Who the fuck cares?
Who cares?
I don't know.
But the following changes will be made in the teen version. The lobby image will be partially modified. Some of the dialogue will be revised.
See,
the swimsuit lobby image will be modified.
Yeah, like I was saying, what I really liked about Blue Archive is once you get to a certain level of the girl's personal story, after using her so many times and like visiting her in the cafe and upgrading her, you get to a point where you get her as a lobby image, and it kind of moves and it looks cool. It's very pretty, and I enjoy it. To kind of go, this is my favorite girl. Boop, yay, and then that's kind of it. And you can like touch the image, and sometimes it reacts to you. It depends upon the image.
Depends on the image. That sounds like a lot of these gacha games.
Yeah,
like you can marry a ship in Concol.
Ooh.
You can have lobby stuff in freaking
I do have to ask in Concol, when the Yamada makes you dinner, is it like food from a 5-star restaurant?
They don't really make you dinner.
There was a good chance for them to be like, yeah, Yamada makes the best food. It's like staying at a 5-star hotel.
When you give them the ring, it just boosts their stats in combat.
Gay.
And it changes their dialogue options when they're your secretary.
None of the background music stuff has been approved yet. Oh well. I was gonna have the gay from Community. Anyway. It's been a long time. What's next?
Anime news. So yeah, anime is now the biggest of all the different types of otaku. The biggest is anime and manga.
There you are. Gun otaku. You got to get out there. You got to start like procreating.
Who spends the most, however? Idol otaku.
Yeah, but they also don't have kids. They're too busy saving themselves for their idol.
Does this include VTubers?
I don't know. Oh God.
Probably.
Did you see the Kazuna Eye anime is gonna be made by Wiz?
I did not see that.
Yeah, that popped up in the news. I'm like we should probably talk about that sometime next week.
Wait, isn't she retired?
Yes, but they made an anime, and she's gonna voice it.
Okay. I
Interesting,
guess the
right?
grift never ends.
The grift
Yeah, the
never
grift
ends.
never ends.
The grift. If you do it right, you can never be stopped. Looking at you, Alex Jones. The man owes the GDP of France 3 times over, and he's like, yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
What are you gonna do? Kill me?
The grift never ends.
The grift never ends. All right. By the way, you are gonna miss the very first time that I have the coffee set up for sampling. I'm gonna just have like a little breakfast meetup, and we're gonna just give people snacks and chill out.
Nice.
I'm gonna call it like the morning maid meetup. Or no.
Once I get a mailbox set up over there, I'm gonna send you my address for you to send me some.
I really doubt I can. Well, I could probably send it personally, but I don't think the system is made to have international orders.
Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah, so yeah, grifting strong. See how much coffee Jeremy sold yesterday? Yeah, so much.
So much
Coffee. All right, next.
This shit. So Japanese politician Minoru Ogino speaks out after Vice video conflating manga with child exploitation.
So
this was some shit.
So those of you who watched the Vice video, first of all, it's an old video. They just decided to republish it now, or they decided to feature it now. I'm not sure what it was, but I'm like, why are you? Like, I'm sitting there like, this is old to talk about shit from 2020.
Yeah.
Like, and this guy was on tape saying like, listen, there's problem with pedophilia in Japan. We have to go and deal with these problems. We have to go and do something about it. He never once mentioned manga in the entire interview. Like, I know what it says in the subtitles. The problem is someone who speaks Japanese locally or fluently. Like, no point in time does he mention manga or anime.
Yeah.
He's literally just talking about an issue of child sex trafficking.
Yeah.
So, like, he is generally pissed off because he's like, listen, I never said anything about anime. You lied about me.
I didn't say shit, and now you're making me look like I said something.
And it is a big deal. They lied a lot in that entire thing, and I'm like, what is wrong with you people? Like, I get it.
Especially since you're dicking with Japanese politicians in a country that does not have the First Amendment.
Yes. First of all. Second of all, and this is the biggest thing, they made it so you can't watch it. Japan can't watch it. Japan can't watch it. They can't watch streams that mention it. They can't watch anything. And they can't watch re-uploads of it. They can't see it on anywhere on YouTube at all. Rumble though, everyone's watching it on Rumble. So I'm watching Rumble getting Japanese fucking play. I'm watching it being
because everyone wants to see it.
They want to know, what did you say about us? And like people who watch it who can speak Japanese, they go, wait a minute, what? You lied here.
Yeah.
And that isn't journalists, man. Journalists. Okay, you know how I feel about journalists.
I'm pretty sure I'm aware.
If you don't know, here's a quick reminder.
For those listening, that was a clip saying journalists aren't human.
No, journalists are subhuman. Subhuman. Specifically corporate journalists. Looking at you.
As we sit here and read the news.
This is Nichiban. This is not corporate.
Anyways.
Anyway. Was that our last thing, or are we on the big news yet?
Do we want to do meta first or after?
Let's do meta first, and then we'll end with Twitter, because I have a lot to yell about Twitter.
So tech news: Meta workers hijacked user accounts and charged bribes. Per this report.
So, a lot of Meta workers were apparently taking over people's accounts, pretending to be them, changing out their passwords, and saying, if you want your account back, you have to pay me money. You know, like hackers do. Like we have one friend amongst us who's dealing with a hacker issue right now. And, you know, generally speaking, if someone hacks your account, the very first thing you should do is change your password on everything else that you use daily, immediately.
And make sure you have 2A.
2A is very helpful. Always use it.
Because once you get that first thing hacked, it doesn't matter how it's hacked. Once they have that access and they can figure out your password, everything else becomes easier to hack.
Yep. So the general thing.
This is basic IT security advice.
These are two people.
I've as doing IT stuff, I've revoked users' accounts. Like, oh, you have your account. You have your account. This one account hacked. Well, I'm going to shut it down until you do your training. Yeah,
you have to remove everything right now.
Because I have to protect the network.
I've had more than I had one guy. Tech story. I had one guy who he had his Gmail account hacked, and I went, okay, I'm gonna close out everything else until you change the passwords on them. He goes, why? I go, your Gmail was hacked. Yeah. Do you use the same password for everything? He goes, I mean, not everything. I'm like, just change the passwords.
Just change your
please.
Passwords.
That's all. Just do that. That's all you have to do.
We all tell you that you're supposed to use a different password for everything. We all know that's a bunch of bullshit.
We all know you don't do it. I don't do it. I use the same 22 passwords.
We all have a list of passwords we go through.
Mm-hmm. Listen, all right.
I can only remember so many things.
Yes, and you know, if you happen to get into my Gmail by using Big Booty Bitches 66969, that's you. All capital. Now, I'm gonna wait for someone to try and hack me in the middle of the day. Wrong password. Aha! Got you, you dumb bitch.
Gotcha, bitch. Gotcha, bitch.
Oh.
Anyways, but
so these are people who
on the back.
Yeah, go ahead.
Worked for fucking Facebook
and have access to your account information, which this is why all the passwords and account information on the back end of hentaicake.com completely encrypted. I don't know what you put in there. I couldn't tell you what you put in there. Unless you tell me what to put in there, I don't know. And once you tell me, I delete the damn things. I don't care enough to fucking know.
Yeah. It's amazing how many companies don't even hash their goddamn passwords.
It is hilarious. So Facebook, these guys have access to your stuff. They're locking you out. They're taking your passwords. And like, if you want it back, you have to give me a little money. I'll give it back to you for $500. I think someone tried to do this to my mom once. My mom's like, "Fuck you! I'm not giving you shit. I'll make a new Facebook." So that was fun.
And now for the
big ticket item.
Why we're here. This shit.
1 second. I need a whole new banner for this.
Oh,
I need a whole new banner for this.
A huge Chiron?
No, I just need.
For those listening, it's now scrolling on the bottom of the screen. You fucked up.
Yes. Yeah. There's no way to describe this beyond you fucked up. That's honestly the only way.
We knew this was happening.
Knowing
it's
and
nice
proving. Of it. Here's the thing. I will say
knowing
it over and
having proof. Knowing and having proof are two different things.
Yes. I know a lot of things. I can't prove half of them.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things. So this is an incredibly long Twitter drop Elon Musk gave this to Matt Taibbi. If you don't know who Matt Taibbi is, he is a freelance journalist. He worked with Occupy Wall Street forever ago. He's done lots of on-the-ground reporting. He's a very good, very principled, very moral journalist. I will say that personally, having met him, having worked with him, what have you, I will personally vouch for this man. And he's never printed anything that I didn't understand, or at least go, I feel you did this wrong, but I understand where your facts are coming from.
Yeah,
that's and that's fine. I'm not saying all journalism is going to be 100% truthful, because all journalism is going to have some kind of sense of bias. That's the way it's going to work. I understand this concept, which is why I get my journalism from multiple sources at all times, which makes me a more balanced overall person. Like, unless we're talking about fluoride, because then that's entirely different issue. That's a joke. I'm joking.
That's when you break out the tinfoil.
I'm joking. Or am I?
Anyway.
So this started looking bad for me when I got to, I think, tweet 8, where he was talking about how Trump
tweet 8, where it's like tweet 8 starts with the Biden team asking Twitter to remove tweets,
and it has entire list of tweets.
Entire lists of tweets.
Mm-hmm.
It's like celebrities unknowns alike could be removed at behest. This is the DNC requesting to remove real James Woods and
which, if you
Stefan
Molyneux, I think.
Go ahead.
So what
Molyneux?
Now, I'm not going to say this was all one side of the political party, because I think around tweet 7 or
Trump
tweet
did
6 said that the Trump admin did it as well. But there's a lot of receipts here for the DNC. There's a lot of things here for the DNC. And I have an issue with this. Because
tweet 10 says both parties had access to these tools.
Mm-hmm.
The request in 2020 requests came from both the Trump White House and the Biden campaign. But it was a lot easier for Democrats to do it.
And this is not because
both sides were doing this shit.
Now, I'm not going to say this is not because the Democrats had a special in. It's the fact that the bias within the Twitter corporation, the Twitter corporate culture, was very Democratic leading. That is the only reason why it happened that way. I do have to play the devil's advocate here. This is a lot of red meat, and a lot of people are going to chomp on it and go crazy. I know I did. Like, if we had done this last night, I've been screaming at the top of my lungs, "Burn the Democrats!" But it's I've had time to sit down, calm down, and digest everything. And it is bad. It is bad for both sides. This is. Allow me to explain this to people. This is a corporation working on the behest of the government to stifle the free speech and rights of other people for a mutual benefit of both the corporation and the government. For those of you who don't know what that is, that is fascism.
That is literal fascism.
Literal fascism.
And both the Biden campaign and the Trump administration engaged in it.
Yes. So with that being said, Trump is a fascist, Biden is a fascist. Done. Easy. To the point.
Now, to the focus of this thread, which it finally moves into about tweet 16, because it just came out as like a slow rolling thing.
Yes, and
finally after that bombshell that both sides did this, it goes into the main subject, which was the Biden laptop, the Hunter Biden laptop.
I'm going to say this right now because a lot of people
pretty much.
Wait! But before we get into that, I'm saying this right now because a lot of people are going to tell me it was Russian disinformation. It was this. It was that. No, it wasn't. It has been proven that it was not.
It wasn't.
It has been evidentially proven that it was in fact not. The FBI apparently had Rudy Giuliani's phone tapped for whatever reason. I don't care why. And they heard about this laptop, and instead of looking into the laptop and getting it, they told tech companies before the story came out that this thing was going to be Russian disinformation. They didn't look into it. They didn't check on it. They didn't do any field work on it. They went straight to the tech company and said, "Hey, this thing's coming out. Make sure you keep an eye on it. We're expecting something big to happen."
Yeah. And how far did Twitter go? They suppressed the story. they removed links to it and posted warnings that it could be unsafe, and they even blocked its transmission via direct message, which is usually what they only do for fucking CP.
Which is funny because the amount of CP I would find on Twitter. You know, that number's gone down a lot. It's gone down so much since Elon's gotten in
it's amazing how that's gone down so much.
Like apparently
like people left are actually them jobs.
Well, you know,
when they're not in politics.
I have an issue with I have theories on the people that they let go, but if I say them out loud, I'll get sued. So
yeah,
that's an issue.
So they one of the exact, like, there was a lot of internal conversation. Some was like, wait, what? Some executives were like, wait, what the fuck are we doing?
See, here's the problem. I read this, and there was a point where a bunch of the executives or a lot of the workers in the executive were saying, we can do this, but how do we justify it? After they had already done it.
They had already done it, and they were looking for an excuse. And at first they said it was our hacked. It was like, oh, this is hacked materials.
They didn't have that. Like, that was never part of their 2OS. That was never part of their system. They're like, that's not real. How do we justify this? Because at the time there was tons of hacked materials coming out. Trump's tax returns, bunch of other stuff. Remember Rachel Maddow and Trump's tax returns?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Technically, they did have a hacked materials policy. They never enforced it.
Never on this scale.
First Amendment concerns. And then they use it as an excuse here, and then they have to come up with other reasons, and they just decide, well, we'll just do it.
And they kept deciding how they were going to justify it, and they said, well, we're going to continue doing this to err on the side of erring. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
And they did this without the knowledge of their CEO, Jack Dorsey.
Yes, this was going on through a lot of the senior executives, a lot of the senior people, and the top person who was mentioned very often is Miss Gotti herself, who very, very often we all had this idea that Jack was just a figurehead. He was just there. He was just collecting a paycheck. He was probably never in the building, never paid attention. He was the way he looked.
He was just the founder.
He looked. If you ever saw him in his little suit thing, whatever, I'm like, this dude looks like he just got cleaned up after going for like a yoga retreat for a month and a half. Like, this dude is clearly high on some desert planet, fucking sunning himself with naked chicks. This guy's not at work, very clearly.
Yeah. One of my theories about what led Elon to buy Twitter in the first place was this happened. A lot of the blame got put on Jack Dorsey, and Dorsey threw a bitch fit to his buddy Elon.
Probably.
Like, hey, I'm fucking. But my name's on the letterhead. They ran this by me.
No one told me anything about this. And
no one told me about any of this.
And his second in command, his second person, Gotti, was entirely on top of it. She was on top of every single portion of this. Her name's damn near on everything in here. It's ridiculous. Her and the head of trust and safety. So the fact that people bitch and moan that there's no trust and safety team, this is why there's no trust and safety team.
This is why there's no trust in them.
Because
trust and safety team. Because
trust and safety team did this. They're the reason. This went on and on and on.
We even got, like, they're going back and forth. We have a VP asking, can we actually claim that this is against policy? To which I said, well, it's already done. Let's just keep doing it.
Yeah. And a lot of people
eventually you get to a point where somebody says, hey, this is a First Amendment issue. We're stepping on the press. To which everyone just said, oh, the First Amendment doesn't apply.
Let me say it. Ro Khanna, I think, was the person who originally brought that up. Ro Khanna is a Democrat senator, congressman. There's someone out of California. Ro Khanna. Now, Congressman. Thank you. They had a talk. I think with Gotti. I was like, hey, I have an issue with what you guys are doing with the Hunter Biden story because it seems like it's a Bill of Rights issue. It's a First Amendment issue. Maybe you guys shouldn't be blocking the news and the press. It looks bad. because Ro Khanna understood that the Democratic
Yeah.
Party was highly tied with most big tech.
Yeah, they knew that they knew this was when this eventually would hit, it would be massive.
Yes.
But it was but you gotta let the press do its thing. That's part of the First Amendment.
It's part of the process. Yeah, I don't like everything CNN says. I let them say what they're going to say. I think they're stupid, but that's a different issue. But even a stupid person gets things right. All right, good.
Eventually, based on Ro Khanna's that stuff, they start having more conversations. They start talking to the Democrats as a whole, and the Democrats say the First Amendment isn't absolute.
That is an issue I have.
Encourage them to keep blocking it.
So you have literal Democrat lawmakers saying the First Amendment is not absolute. Keep blocking our opponents. Keep blocking things that will make us look bad. That is an issue. That is a fascist issue. That is you are not allowed to speak unless we allow it to happen. I have an issue with that on a tremendous scale. Tremendous scale. This is so bad. So terrible.
Yeah, this is a massive cluster.
I really want the names of those DNC lawmakers. I want to know which one of you is literally asking for treason.
Yeah.
But and again,
I'm trying to go through. I know a lot of names got censored in this, which makes me think someone said, "Hey, we can't
publicly say this without getting into some serious shit."
Yeah,
because no one wants to end up like Epstein. No one wants to end up like that one guy who was putting out red flags for FTX. No one wants to end up like
they disappeared.
No one wants to end up like that. No one wants to have their family attacked like that one guy did. His son was killed in Yemen by Obama through a drone strike. An American citizen with zero judicial review in any way, shape, or form. Oh, if that's a little too far for you, how about when Biden killed those 7 kids with that drone strike in Afghanistan, and no one got fired for it? Yeah.
And then killed those 7 kids and that aid worker, and claimed that it was they were going to do a terrorist attack. This was a revenge. They were going to do a terrorist attack, and this was a revenge for such and such. It's like, no, you hit an aid worker. You hit an aid worker and his family. You fucked up.
And no one got fired. Anyway, so why are we talking about this? Because this is a large tech company. This is a large tech company that has, like most large tech companies, has produced a corporate culture of this weird, inclusive, giant thing where you are the hall monitor. If you want to be the hall monitor, fine, but you have to apply the rules equally. You have to apply the rules equally. All right, and this is them going, I'm going to put my foot on the scale. I'm fully aware that this is literal fascism. I'm still going to do it. Oh, Lord.
And this is just because they put their foot on the scale of the Democrats, it doesn't mean that the Republicans are off the fucking hook.
No, the Republicans are also bad. Don't do this.
Yeah, don't do this.
Oh Lord! Like I also want to know. I mean, okay, I know who did it. It was the guy in charge of Trump's campaign. I forget what his name was. During 2020, he was the one who made the calls for most of those things during the 2020 campaign. And the fact that Kayleigh, and you can tell that there was a bias here. Kayleigh McEnany had her Twitter suspended 20 days before the election because she was tweeting about this Hunter Biden story. The Hunter Biden laptop story. She had her Twitter suspended, and he sent them an email, a letter. He said, at least try to look like you're trying to be fair. There's 20 days left. You can't do it for 20 days. 20 days. Like we all know, but at least make the attempt to appear. Yeah. It's from Mike Hahn. Here's the actual email right here. Mm-hmm. Like I said, at least pretend to care for the next 20 days. Mm-hmm. I need all she did was cite the story and first-hand reporting it that has been reported by other outlets and not disputed by the Biden campaign.
I need an answer immediately on how when she'll be unlocked. I don't appreciate how nobody on this team called me regarding the news that you'll be censoring news articles. At least pretend to care for the next 20 days.
Yeah. And this was again done. This was by Gotti. This was done by Roll. Josh Roll. Was that the name of the guy? Roll.
It
Something
was
like that.
Mike Hahn.
No, the guy who was head of the trust and safety team.
Hold on, let me pull his name somewhere on here.
Yes, there's a lot of names in here. There's a lot of names. But I remember he was crying about this on Mastodon. He was saying, by naming names, you're putting us in danger.
You mean Yoel Roth?
Yoel Roth, thank you. What the hell kind of name is Yoel? You know what that is? That's it. That's one of them immigrants taking our jobs. Took our jobs.
No.
Okay.
No, that's more of a yuppie pretty name.
I don't know, dude. It sounds weird.
Like it sounds like a California yuppie name to me.
I've never heard a California yuppie name like that, but there we are. But then again, I haven't hung out with yuppies.
They're trying to do Joel, but they're trying to do Joel, but they want to have the J, B, and H sound, but H sound, but they go with Y instead.
See, that's
California.
California was a mistake. If only we could separate them from the lovely state of Jefferson. No one got that reference.
It's apparently it's a Cuban name. Okay.
Cuban
socialist. I didn't want to say that because I was about to say, am I about to start shit with the Puerto Rican in the room?
I knew. I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, are you sure? Because I swear this sounds like some kind of stupid Dominican name. I go, it's Cuban. Close enough. Close enough.
It's like, am I gonna step in it by saying this with that intra-Hispanic racism?
Listen, it's Hispanics can't be racist against each other. We all hate each other. We all do. All right. You ask a Puerto Rican how they feel about Dominicans. Ask a Honduran how they feel like Venezuelans. Ask a Mexican how they feel about Panamanians. You know what you don't do? You don't ask the Argentinians how they feel about Jews. That's all you do. Why do they all speak German here? I don't know.
That must be who Kanye's marketing to.
Argentina?
Yes.
Oh Lord. Anyways. So, Elon Musk, I'm pretty sure Elon probably saw some of this beforehand, or this probably dropped him beforehand, and this is probably why he tried pulling out of the deal. He probably had some of these like DNC letters. He's like, I don't want to be part of this.
I don't want to get killed.
Like this is death to most people's careers. No matter whether you keep it secret or not, eventually it's going to come out. So he probably went, you know what? I have it, and F the system. Now, there was supposed to be a second drop today. I've not seen it. I'm not sure.
Apparently, there was a Q&A of some sort. All I know that apparently Ian Miles Chung was involved because it was making Jeremy throw fits.
See, I was waiting on his live stream for a little bit, and I'm like, I have to get ready for the show. I'm gonna make some things instead. So
I checked on Twitter and I just saw the quartering spurging out about Ian Miles Chung being a spurg on the thing. Like, okay, so nothing useful is coming out of this.
That's because Ian Miles Chung tends to spurg out about things, and I'm like, dude, stay focused. I understand you're like a baby with a shiny set of keys, but stay focused. Come on, Ian.
Yeah.
When Ian Miles Chong can be focused, he's really good at what he does. The problem is getting the focus. Anyway.
Well, I have other issues regarding him, but mostly with him being a grifter. But when he's not like being a straight up grifter, he does good work. But a lot of time, it's just hard to trust. Knowing what I know, it's hard to trust anything that comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I don't trust the Ian Miles Chong not to use a good disaster to go and further his pocket.
Yes,
that's an
and he'll say whatever it takes to gain followers. So
yeah, that's one of those things.
And that's documented.
And unfortunately, I don't trust anyone, so I tend to double check everything. I don't trust anything anyone says. I don't trust what Tim Pool says sometimes. I'm like, I'm going to just check on things. Which with the Tim Pool personal drama, and I'm like, So can you believe this? Go, yes, I can believe that you shouldn't bang coworkers.
Yes.
You don't say. I like the idea of having a bunch of coworkers living in a house with me sounds good in theory, and then I went, in practice, this is gonna suck. I would never do that.
This sounds like hell. I need to escape.
Which is why I'm like, I was like, what are you gonna do, Darren? I'm gonna build myself a decent sized house, and then I'm gonna live in it with myself and maybe a girlfriend and a dog and chickens. I'm gonna have chickens.
Yeah.
And well, what do you do with all those extra rooms? They're guest rooms if someone wants to hang out for like a week, maybe 2, and then they have to leave.
Eventually, you have to leave.
Like, you have to go. You can't stay here. Why not? It's so nice. We are not fucking. Leave. The number of times I've said that this week is really, really ridiculous.
Yep. So that's the Twitter shit.
That is the Twitter files. Again, Matt Taibbi, great journalist. I'm very happy that Elon just took all the information and gave it to him, as opposed to trying to print it all out himself. Matt is very well. He's a very principled person. I'm very happy he probably jumped up ridiculously in this with followers because of what was said here. I will say this right now, because around like midnight, I decided to actually open Twitter and see what other people were saying about it, and these people have no clue what is said in this goddamn paper at all.
They didn't fucking read it.
They didn't. I had one guy going like, "Can you believe that Jack told Elon to buy Twitter, and now Elon's doxing him?" I'm like, Jack's information's not in here. In fact, Jack is specifically said he's not part of any of this in the entirety.
Yeah.
I had one guy be like, "Oh, Matt Taibbi used to be really great and principled back during Occupy, but now he's working for the corporate shills." I'm like, Matt's talking about how a corporation was working at the whims of the government here.
He's talking about literal fascism.
He's got proof of literal fascism. This is huge news. We should be holding to account Democrat and Republican people who did this, and we should really remove these tools from them, from intelligence agencies, from all of them. Get rid of them.
Yeah.
Do not touch. There had better be a fucking warrant involved.
Yeah.
And not this that secret court
FISA
bullshit.
The FISA court bullshit.
FISA court fucking star room bullshit.
You mean Star Chamber bullshit.
Whatever. Star Chambers. It was before my time. Before my time. Because
the reference is to King George III's Star Chamber, which was bullshit.
The point is that the Patriot the whole Patriot bill thing, not good. It caused all this. All right, we were like, well, if we're, and I will say, I was pro it when I was a young, stupid soldier. But two tours and
I was. Yeah, when half my family almost fucking died on 9/11, I was pro it, but then the emotion subsided and it's like, okay, this is actually fucking frightening.
After 2 tours and working with special operators where I learned about fluoride, I was like, yeah, no, I understand. I'm not joking. Like, they gave me toothpaste and said, you're using this now. I'm like, why? Well, fluoride doesn't help you with tooth decay. First of all, second of all, spy satellites can see you. I'm like, that's not true, is it? I don't know if it is or it isn't.
They were probably fucking with you.
They were probably fucking with me, but I used that toothpaste. Like I'm not gonna say they probably weren't fucking with you. I'm like that's not true, is it? Like you're no. I mean I'm gonna use the toothpaste, but no. Watch, it was all true. I'm like, well, there we are.
Here we are.
And then actually, that did make me think about how well I could see everyone with night vision goggles after they just brushed their teeth. I'm like, yeah, that does make sense.
Oh Lord.
Or it could have been just the whitener. Anyway,
probably just the white. It's probably the whitener.
I don't fucking know. So
anyway,
your feelings on this, because I'm emotionally drained. I'm so angry about this.
It's like it's hard to be mad because it's shit we already knew, but it's nice to have confirmation. It's simultaneously nice and enraging to have confirmation of this.
It's nice to have the confirmation.
It's ridiculous that this isn't a bigger thing outside in the mainstream media, except for the fact this is literally taking showing the connection between big tech and the machine.
And the machine. The cathedral, if you will. The large media that I saw that had it was Fox News. The next one underneath would probably be OAN and Breitbart. Below that, Post Millennial and Epoch Times. Like if it's not right, if it's right wing, they're paying attention to it. If it's left wing in any way, shape, or form, they're like, hey, did you guys hear about Trump's tax returns? Like, I give a fuck about I don't care how much taxes Trump pays or owes. I don't care. I care about the fact that the government is deciding who can and cannot speak.
Even even Drudge has a little thing about it. It's not even a big thing.
Yes. But
Drudge has kind of been never Trump for a couple of years now, so even though they helped create Trump, they quickly became never Trump.
That's the way it works. And again, I'm watching a lot of left-wing personalities try and dismiss this, and I'm like, you guys didn't read this.
Yeah,
and I understand. And they're lying to their followers and to their base, saying this is all blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, both sides, bad, fascism. Yeah. You should. This is your red meat. This is you proving Trump was a fascist.
Yeah, there's fucking like this includes what you've been saying all along.
So if you want to,
but you want to ignore it because it also damns you.
Yes, I will not ignore this because I'm not a team player. I'm not. You want to know what team I am politically? I'm team fuck you. Earn my vote.
Yeah,
that's the team I'm on.
I'm a lifelong conservative. I'm mostly a lifelong Republican. Earn my fucking vote, bitch.
I'm finding a lot of Republicans are getting like that lately. Anyway, let's close that out. A little out of breath after all of that.
Yeah,
that's a maddening thing to deal with. And watching some of our fellow friends being like, "Can you believe this nonsense?" I'm like, you didn't read this.
You didn't read this shit.
And I'm angry at you that you didn't read this because you should be jumping for joy. This should be your smoking gun against Trump. This is your smoking gun. Mm-hmm. But, they can't deal with that. Anyway, I am playing Soul Hackers 2, and I'm enjoying it. I'm like level 40-ish, so I'm probably like halfway through the game, maybe.
Nice.
And I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it. It's not the same as Soul Hackers 1. You start the game, you're not human. you are an AI. And I'm like, this is weird.
That's interesting.
Yeah, you're an AI sent into the human world to stop the world from ending. And once you've done that, you're gonna pretty much go back to being an AI in the internet.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean the game's fun. It's an interesting overall concept. You don't summon demons so much as you use them. You use their powers. And I go, okay, so it's like
Okay.
Soul Hackers ish because you only had access to like one or two demons. You kind of swap them around. But it has nothing to do with the original Soul Hackers storyline. So I feel like what Atlas is probably going to do with the Atlas with the Soul Hackers series is they're not going to have it continue like they did with Devil Summoner and they did with Digital Devil Saga, both of which had continuations, both of which were good continuations. But after they finished the second game, they're like, what do we do now? We're done with it. No more. Throw it out. So I think with Soul Hackers, they're going to go, we're going to make this like Final Fantasy. We're going to just keep making new versions, and much like Persona, same thing.
Okay.
Keep making new versions. It's a good overall game. If you like turn-based JRPGs, you'll love it. If you don't play it. Pretty much it. All right, and we're going to end this with a lighthearted meme video.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm not playing video games at the moment, except.
I know you're not playing video game. You're playing nothing. You're busy working all day.
I'm earning game score for my Xbox account because I'm playing solitaire as I listen to fucking lessons.
Yes.
Oh, it's like I can't sit here and do nothing and listen to this. I need to do something. So I'm playing a lot of solitaire and a lot of Tetris.
It works for me. Oh, and for those of you who say I'm being too harsh on whatever political party, let me explain this to you. I do not come from good people, and much like Robert Barnes says, never in writing, always in cash. And these idiots did everything in writing.
They did it all in writing.
Never in writing. People can find that shit.
If you're doing shady shit, don't put it in writing.
And if you do have to put it in writing, encrypt it the shit.
I'm not from a shady family. That's why I put everything in fucking writing. Because I can go and cover my ass. But if you're doing something that's obviously going to be shady, don't put it in fucking writing. Do a fucking phone call.
Yeah. You know, and I know every single comic book has that.
If you think something's fucking shady as shit and you don't want to do it, ask for it in writing so it's not your ass.
Yep. And here's another thing. It's very important. Most of these government officials, they have a secure phone. It can't be tapped.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to tell you guys. Anyway, we're going to end this with a nice little meme about Pop-Tarts.
ポップターツこれはカイちゃんカリリコメンド This is American taste って言ってたとりあえずこのまま生でいくわ OK レッツゴーいただきますアメリカって感じって感じすげえ